Well, 'tis the season for holiday baking, and on this Food City Friday, Chef Julie joins us with a beautiful, very special Christmas dessert. You're going all out this morning.
Oh, this is a fun one. It's called in France, it's called a bûche de Noël, and it's a Yule log. And the idea is way back, even before medieval times, the ancient Europeans would celebrate the winter solstice by burning a special log, and they would keep part of that leftovers for the next year's log to burn with that. And it was this big tradition they had. And as Christmas became celebrated, that tradition sort of got melded in with Christmas. And then someone had the brilliant idea, let's make a cake that looks like a Yule log. And the French kind of, I think, did that. And then, of course, there it is. And so it's a Yule log, and it does look like a log, and you decorate it with these fun little decorations. We have meringue mushrooms on there,
beautiful.
Which, of course, are edible. And, you know, you can go all out. Some people use marzipan or fondant to create all sorts of things. But I just kind of wanted to show folks the basic idea of it. On my website, bakingwithjulie.com, I have links to recipes you can use to do all this at home, because there are quite a few steps. But the beauty of it, you can actually do a lot of this way in advance. So if you know you've got a special event coming up, you can do the cake way before, even months before, and freeze it, at least the cake part, before you decorate and put everything together. So,
because this is one of those things, I had a family member make it several years ago.
it takes a little time.
It is it's beautiful, but it is a lot of work. But you say there's some modifications that you can do to maybe help you.
Now, this cake is a special sponge cake that I made from scratch, and I do have a recipe link for one that's like it. You can use a box cake, but you need to modify it. Again, I have a link on my website that takes you to a place where they show you how to use a box cake to do this part. So basically, I've baked a sponge cake, you know, just on a pan that size. There's one little trick which was really cool, and I hadn't done this before. When the cake comes out, first you bake it on parchment paper. And so when it comes out of the oven, you'll release it and flip it over onto a piece of aluminum foil while it's hot. And then you let it cool completely. And when you're done and you pull that foil off, I'm showing you here, the skin that was on it comes right off. So that makes this really nice, delicious surface for you to put your filling on. So that's just a little trick. I learned something. You learn something new all the time.
Isn't that great? I love it.
It is.
Constant education.
So what I've done here is I have this sponge. I actually put a little simple syrup on here. I did a vanilla one, but you could use rum in there too if you kind of like that idea, whatever. And this is a delicious, oh my gosh.
That looks amazing. I
Well,
could eat that
this
with
just
a spoon.
is amazing. This is a pastry cream that actually is a combination of chocolate and coffee, and I put mascarpone cream in there too, and sweetened whipped cream. So this is phenomenal. It's good and cold.
It smells good. It's
it really
it's kind of
does.
like a mousse. It smells a little...
It is. It's really delicious. And so what we're going to do is just put this on here. Now, I'll be honest, I've got 2 Yule logs. They each have different flavors, and I combined the pastry creams that I had left over from both for this part, and that way I knew on set I wouldn't run out. There's just,
that's perfect.
That's perfect.
Sometimes
and it tastes,
just works.
chocolate and coffee go together really well.
Yes.
You see how easy this is to spread out here. But the thing that's beautiful to me about this dessert is you can go so many ways. You could fill your dessert with just sweetened whipped cream if you wanted to. You could make buttercream and do that. You could do just a vanilla thing. You could spice it up and do something with, you know, nutmeg and cinnamon and whatever kind of cake you want to do. It's not just that there's just one traditional way to do it. You can go all kinds of ways.
So as long as it's a roll,
you're going to roll it up.
Roll it.
Now this one you don't have to roll warm. Some things, like I know we all make pumpkin rolls, you have to roll that cake up warm. This one you don't. Just look at your recipe that you're going to use and do whatever it says. But when you get to this point, it's okay if it breaks at first. It's all right. Because we'll just kind of keep on going here.
Oh, look at that filling.
Yeah,
oh, that looks so delicious.
And we're just going to go.
Oh, and that tin foil is really kind of helping.
Yeah, now I purposefully use a tin foil that is more of a thicker kind. This is a real sturdy one. And one thing you can do to tighten it, which is a good little trick, is you can take it, I'll try to do this from the side. You can take it like this and pull on it. And kind of help tighten it up.
And make it more of a log.
Make it more of a log.
Getting flat, so you've got
What I'm going to do with this is I'll finish that off, and I'm going to wrap it up really good in plastic wrap. I'm going to put it in the freezer. This needs to freeze. You want this frozen, so at least 3 to 5 hours. Overnight's great. A few months in advance. I mean,
Okay.
next year you can make your Yule log in the fall.
See, we all need to start ahead of time. We've got some time. Okay, and when we come back, we're going to show you how to decorate the masterpiece. Foodcity.com for more on the products. Bakingwithjulie.com for more on all these recipes and those great links. The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by